Okay, first up, we got the associated RC8T, and this one has been converted to electric using the Tekno V3 kit. So it's the, not the newest one, but the one right before that. So, mounted my GoPro HD, just got this, so now I can do some videos without having anybody around. Because that was a pain sometimes with having my kids and stuff. It was just hard doing the video and driving. So now I can just mount this on my vehicle and do all the videos. This is actually the 960 one, and I read the reviews on this and the 1080 one, and this is the one that I wanted to go with. This would work best for me, recording in 720, I believe. Yeah, that works out better for picture, for the length of the picture, I guess, the how much you can see, the view of it and stuff. So it doesn't have a feature which on the 1080 you can connect something in the future in the front, I think some kind of USB or something, to where it'll do stuff. So no biggie for me. This one was $169 shipped off of eBay. Yeah, no, let me think. Yeah, $169 for an HD one. So, you know, I'm not going to complain. Came with the head strap, came with mounts, sticky pads, multi-mounts, the motorcycle head strap, which I can wear on my head when I'm filming or on here. Yeah, I couldn't beat the price. Brand new. So, okay. Here's the, let me take this off. Hold on. Here's the Proline Bulldog body. This is I painted this. So, there's that. Still in good condition. It's starting to get cracked a little bit right here, but what can you do? On with the truck now. Okay. Tekno Kit. I'm not using the Tekno motor mount because you have to use the long shank pinions, and I'm not a fan of those, and I don't want to invest my money in those when I already have a bunch of other pinions. So I have a associated from the E kit. Like if you buy the electric conversion from Associated, well, I have another one of these trucks, and I have another even chassis with an extra E kit, so I just took the motor mount and put it on there, and that works perfect. Mamba Monster. This is the Castle 1800 kV. It's ran on 5-cell. High-Tech 5955. This is actually my backup. 7955 just came back from High-Tech. It had the motor endpoints. Something was wrong with it, so they replaced the whole motor. Anyway, I haven't installed it yet. I'm using the traxxas box for the receiver, which it mounts directly right on top of that support piece right here with one screw from the bottom. It actually works really well, and it doesn't look bad either. It's just hidden, all covered up. What is the gearing on this? I believe it's 1950 because you can gear higher with the motor. The factory team aluminum rear brace. I broke the other one. It wasn't the plastic one, but yet it was the aluminum one, but it looked more like a tie rod, you know, one of these rods, but thicker. I broke that one. I also broke the front one, so I had a plastic one, so I put that one on. And I actually like these better because you don't feel that flex in here. There was no movement. So, what are these? AKA city blocks, 0 offset. And that's pretty much it for now. Let me think. Yeah, it's all stock now. This thing is just sweet to drive. I mean, it's unbelievable. So yeah, it's all stock for now. It's set up just like what's his name? I'm having a blank right now. The guy that pro driver that drives for Associated. I'm having a blank, but it's set up to like his specs. There's the bottom. There's the overview of it. And on to my next one. Okay, here's my wife's Associated. This one is the RC8T converted with the actual Associated kit. Same body, the Proline Bulldog body. I painted this one for her. She picked the colors, she picked the design. I personally like this one better, but hey, what can you do? She put the stickers on where she wanted them. She did everything but put the paint and the decal or the mask on, whatever you want to call it, that Parma paint mask. So looks awesome. Love the bodies. So this is just the Associated kit comes with. So Mama Monster Maxx again, same motor. The Castle 1518 1800 kV. I got these when they were on sale from Castle. They're like $60, so I picked up 3. I have one for a backup. 5955. Let me think. That's pretty much it. These are the original braces I was talking about I had on mine. These ones, they tend to give a little play. You can feel it. And I snapped both of them. I didn't break the aluminum shaft part. I broke the ends where the plastic is. So she doesn't really drive this too much. She likes driving her Revo, but this one's all set up the same way. Actually, this one's set up just a little bit stiffer because she likes to jump big, and sometimes she'll overshoot. So a little bit stiffer. I think the next size up on the springs. But awesome trucks. I mean, just awesome. I mean, you can't complain with these truggies, not at all. This thing's still like brand new. And then the rest of it is just it's stock. That's pretty much it. What are these tires? Crime Fighters, Proline Crime Fighters on 0 offset. And gearing, let me think, 1750, because she's on 4-cell on this. Yeah, she runs 4-cell on this, I run 5-cell on mine. 5-cell for her is just, it's too much power. She doesn't like it. She just crashes all the time. 4-cell, she loves it. So, on to my next one. Okay, here's my brushless Revo. This originally started out as a nitro Revo. Actually started out as a 2.5. Then the 2.5 was stepped up to a big block picco 2.8, which you've seen in some of my videos. Then that stepped up to a 3.3. Then that 3.3 was converted to electric using the RC Monster mount, and then the Tekno battery mount and ESC mount. And then finally, it's now it's the actual Revo with the plastic chassis and stuff. So it's been through a lot of changes. This is actually the truggy body that came with my truggy, the red one. This one came with it. I think it's just a stock truggy body. So all the other bodies I had were all cut up and used for the nitro version. So works out pretty well. Where the holes were for the vents, whoever cut it out, I put some screen in there, just super glued it on the inside. Works really well. So that's that. Might as well use the body. And you know what? This stock body is thick. It's just like the Proline ones. It's real thick. Okay, so this is my Revo. Running the Tekin system on this, censored. The truggy motor. This is the 1700 kV. I run this on 5-cell, so it's best suited for with the 1700. Gearing is let me see. 1640 mod 1 gears. So stock is mod 0.8. This is mod 1. This is on like the nitro Revos. This is the normal gearing on all A scale vehicles. It's the mod 1 gearing. There's nothing wrong with the 0.8. I mean, I've never stripped one in the other Revo, so I just had the more mod 1, so I went with that. Tekno sway bars, front and rear. The rear support brace right here. This is actually a red tube, those aluminum red tubes by Traxxas. I just deanodized it. Red tubes all around, all deanodized. Those are all red tubes. They're all deanodized. Okay, Tekno carriers, if you can kind of see that. Tekno carriers all around. Traxxas CVDs in the rear. Stalkers up front. Perfect setup. Perfect setup. Rarely break anything with that setup. And the best part is you have 2 stock ones left and 2 CVDs left. The problem with the CVDs in the front was on bad crashes or bad landings, because we like to jump. You know, me and my wife, that's all we really like to do is jump off this big ramp I built. If you crash the wrong way, you bent it. It doesn't necessarily break, but it bends it. And once it's bent, I can straighten it out a little bit, but then there's always that wobble. Then there goes your bearings, and eventually wobbles into everything else. And so stalkers up front, CVDs in the rear, works out perfect. I'm using the extended arms all the way on the last setting. I think it's what, plus 19 millimeters or something. I forget. So you have to use the cups, the drive cups for the extended ones. They're the Traxxas optional drive cups, which work perfect. This is on the first hole for the setting, so the ride height is on the first hole. And actually, I think it still sits high, and that's on the first hole. P2 rockers, Summit springs front and rear, perfect for me. It's just perfect with Summit. You don't have to use a bunch of preload on your shocks. You know, you're not maxing it all out. What servo is this? That's a can't really see. 7955 high tech. I only use high tech servos, so that's a 7955 titanium gear. RPM front bumper, RPM rear bumper, Proline wing, hole shots on 1/2 inch offset Proline, or not hole shots, I'm sorry, Crime Fighters. And that's about it. Nothing really, I mean, you can get a whole bunch of aluminum parts, but I'm not really into aluminum, you know. I'd rather replace cheap plastic parts. I do have RPM arms for them, but right now I have so many Revo parts that I might as well burn through those first. Like arms, I could probably build 10 more trucks with just arms. So I'm gonna go through those first. Let me think. Oh, I did get this aluminum part right there. I don't know, some of you may know, some of you may not know. The rear skid plate keeps on freaking, you wear through it and your pins want to fall out. I even used the Tekno skid plates. Well, they get worn out too, so finally went with the aluminum for the rear. I will eventually get all the front aluminum. So here's the underside. This is somewhat new. I just kind of rebuilt it not too long ago. I've only driven it probably, I don't know, 10-15 times. Or I should say 10 or 15 site packs through it. So and that's it for that. On the diffs, you know, you just got to make sure you shim them real well. And I use a combination of tmaxx diffs and Revo diffs, or Revo diffs. The tmaxx have the little support braces on the side behind the little bar in the center. Then the Revo have the eye bar. So I put both of those in, then shim those, then shim it on the inside of the inner cup. And 5-cell with the Tekin system. Haven't blown a diff yet, so I'm pretty stoked. I love the sensor system. This is my first Tekin system right here, and I can't say, I would say once you go Tekin you don't go back, but I mean I do like it. I don't like the the way you have to change your cell count every time you switch it. If you go from 4 to 5 to 6, you gotta manually switch it. Only takes a second, but stay. You know, what if you forget? And then the voltage cutoffs at 3 volts per cell. You can't change that. From what I know now, I'm not 100%. From what I know now, you cannot change that. And I would like to have that up to maybe a 3.2. So no biggie though, you know. And that's it. I love the Revo. My wife's, you know, it's her favorite. Oh, actually on that, my wife has one of these too. If you've seen my unboxing vid, what does it have? It's pretty much stock, except traxxas CVDs in the rear, Proline wing, monster bumper combo, the whatever stock one that comes with it. Her servo is another 5955 high tech. Yeah, 5955. She doesn't have any sway bars, and she's running some Summit springs as well. So other than that, it's all stock, even on the stock radio system. I run Spectrum on the rest of my stuff. She likes the feeling of the traxxas, so I let her keep that one, even though she does have a Spectrum one for her truggy, which I could put in here, or hers, but she doesn't want it. So anyway, her truck right now is at Outerwear's company. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Outerwear's makes this kind of material that goes over, and it's water repellent, dust, dirt, sand, you know, whatever. It's not, I don't think it's proof, but it's like 95% repellent, and it's used for everything: motorcycle air filters to RC to planes to you name it. If you go to outerwears.com, you'll see their website, and they sell everything. Well, they started making the Mamba Monster ESC covers. They started making some shot covers and some stuff, not much, here and there for RC. Well, people have asked for a whole Revo chassis cover out of that material, which would be cool for people who run in the winter, who run in the snow, who run in a lot of dirt and whatnot. The only thing is, nobody would volunteer to send their whole truck in to a company so they can build one. Well, I contacted them, I asked them, they said yes. I get 2 free covers out of the deal. So it's already there right now. I'm waiting for, they're obviously making it. They'll ship it back to me. I get 2 free covers. I'll be the first ones to use the cover. I'll be the one who initiated making the Revo covers. So I thought that was pretty cool, actually. Just wanted to share that with you guys. And once I get them, you know, I'll post some videos on it. It's supposedly the outerwear stuff is supposed to be real cool, the material. And for the whole chassis, I would like it. I just took a lot of my trucks out in the sand this past New Year's weekend, and I had to break down some of these trucks, the amount of sand that got in them. You know, it was bad. I mean, it was fun playing in the sand. It was a blast, but the maintenance on that, it was just a pain. If I could have a cover for right here, you know, to keep the sand out and don't worry about the front or rear, I would have loved that. But anyways, let me get on to my next vehicle. Okay, here's my next one, Savage Flux. You guys see my unboxing vid on this. Proline V-dub body, not painted, just running it clear. I like that look sometimes. So it's just the clear V-dub body. So only reason I went with it is it was tall enough to keep the roll, not the roll bar, but the motor guard for the nitro trucks in there. I'm real anal because the ESC sets so high right here, and I would rather have more protection than not. So that's why I put this guard on from when I was running nitro, and that's why I went with the body. And it actually looks pretty well, so that's that. Okay, Savage Flux. Aluminum big bores, upgraded from the plastic ones. Plastic ones are just fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I just got a great deal on new aluminum ones, so I went with those. Proline Badlands, half-inch. They're just solid Proline rims. Right now, these are standards. The standard for the axles. I do have the wide axles for these that come like on the XL model, but those are in the shop right now. They're getting I'm doing a mod to them so I can put 17mm adapters on there. Actually, adapters that run off the associated truggy. So I'll show you when I'm all done, but it's going to be way better than any setup. It's the full 8mm axle, you know, with the 17mm hex on it, with no slop at all. You know how all these have some slop? Well, I'll show you when I'm done with it anyway. Okay, TCS crawlers, 5mm bachelor grade TVPs. The boxes have been inverted, which means they open this way and not that way. It's easier for some of the 3 cells, because when the door opened towards the truck, it was kind of a pain to get it in there. Obviously the strap in the middle, because these doors tend to fly open, which I learned that the hard way when I first started running this. The nitro, that motor cover protector thing, I mean, it helps, plus the body, you know. Stock ESC, stock motor, stock gearing. Stock gearing is the best setup. I would never change it. I don't know why. Unless you're running 40 series, you might go down a tooth or two on the pinion, but other than that, there's absolutely no reason to change that. Wheelie bar, stock one. Actually, this is my 4th one. When I was running this, when I first bought it, I ran it on 6L all the time, and I went through 3 wheelie bars before finally now this one's been on here for like 4 months, haven't broke it. So let me see, I run 4 or 5 cell on this. 6L's fun, but I'm not into all that power, you know, I don't need it on my track. Upgraded heavy duty center shafts with the cups. They kept on snapping. The cups kept on splitting in the middle where that slit is for the dog bone, you know. They kept on splitting, and then the shafts, the little pin that goes through the shafts, they kept on breaking, and then I kept on losing my front one. You know, I land wrong and I lost my front one. So I put the heavy duty ones in. That's it. That solved the problems. The tranny gears inside, I do have all the HD ones, and they're still new on the package up on my wall right here. Occasionally I take the tranny apart and look at the stock ones. They're starting to get somewhere now, so once they go, I'll put the HD ones in. I'm the type that usually waits till the stock parts go and then upgrade it, unless it's a thing that's almost mandatory from the get-go. Then I'll put the upgraded part on, but other than that, you know, why put the upgraded part on and leave the stock ones, unless you want to sell them, but I'm not. I'll use them. Let me see if you can see this. The NTG rear carriers, they eliminate that rear tie rod that goes back here. That eliminates that, so I like that. Oh, and then the HPI adjustable top arm here. It's not that solid single one. It's adjustable right here. So the NTG, that's probably the only product I'd ever recommend of NTG, because their products suck. Their aluminum suck. They're weak. They're soft. They're cast. These rear carriers, these are actually for the XL model. These are stout. I've busted drive axles, drive cups from landing sideways on the wheels, busting rims, wheels, everything, and these have never, not even moved on me. So that's pretty much it on my Flux. Let me see. Oh, what servo am I running on this? Let me see. You can't really see. 7955 high tech. 7955 because it's the monster truck. Oh, and let me see if you can see this. I'm running the FLM, whatever. It's the steering drag link. That eliminates the slop, because you know how on all Savages there's a slop. Well, now if you look, there's slop in the wheel for the hex up and down, but sideways, it's just gonna turn both wheels. And I kept on breaking that center drag link in there. When I landed wrong, they kept on snapping. I went through 3 of them, so finally got that FLM one. I waited from RC Monster to have them in stock for like over a month. Finally they came in. It was only like $7 or something. And other than that, bulletproof diffs. They came stock. That's it on the Flux. this beast is this is just mine. My wife never drives this one. She doesn't like it. It's too twitchy for her. It's too snappy. It's she just doesn't like it. Me, this is one of my favorite, but I don't know. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, here's my two-wheel drive slash. Excuse me. Here's my two-wheel drive slash. It's got the, I believe this is the body from the 4x4. I don't know. I think it is. I bought it at the time when everybody was selling rollers, bodies, tires. I even got the tires too. So I liked how it looked. I liked how the tires looked. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't have bought either. Tires suck. Body's too thin. But hey, what can you do? So there's that. Body's still in great shape though. I never used this body on here. It was more of just a sitting body. I used a different one, a Proline one. So this one, I bought this truck used off the Savage forums. Right now, it doesn't have the motor or ESC because that's in a different vehicle, which I'll show you next. It's got the stock servo. Actually, this ain't the stock one. The stock one was burnt out. This one is the 2075, but this is a new one that I got from Traxxas for a replacement from my Revos, or E-Revos. So I did the strap mod, 2 straps, a lot better than the bar, because I have many different lipos, and trying to put pads and whatever in there, it was just a pain. So the strap's done. Stock bumper, aluminum big bores. These are from the Platinum Slash. The traxxas, let me turn it over. The red tubes right here. Then it also has the it's hard to see. Anyway, the caster block in there, or that block right there. That's the Traxxas one too. It's the aluminum red one. RPM arms, Lunsford titanium hinge pins all around the whole kit. Stock bumper, stock bottom plate, stock. Same again in the rear. It has the Traxxas, the red tubes for the rear, aluminum big bores, and in the rear the carrier is also the Traxxas aluminum one. RPM arms, titanium hinge pins. Actually, in the front, it's that first caster one. That caster, or what is it called? I can't remember the name. It's the upright one. That one's actually the Traxxas one. The actual carrier, the bearing carrier, is RPM. That's what the rear looks like. The drive shafts right here are FLM drive shafts. They're CVDs. These are awesome. Been ran on 4-cell when I had a different system in here for just trying it out. No problems at all. Now the company has made a new one which captures the hex. It's incorporated in the actual shaft itself. I forget how, if you look on their website. This one was a little bit different. This one has this ring right there that captures the pin. If you see the pin right there, this ring, which is awesome because this ring can come off, but that pin never comes out. And then obviously the CVD itself, awesome setup. I've never broke it, and if I do, they got a warranty on it. It comes with the aluminum hexes too, so that's cool. And this is actually an 8mm nut versus the standard, the stock 7mm. What else is here? I believe it's stock gearing. What is that? 86 by, well, I think it was 19 or 18, whatever stock was. It ran perfect on 2-cell. I only ran this on 2-cell because of the Valenian system, you know, had heat issues with 3-cell. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the slash. There's not much going. Oh, and it's got an aluminum front tie bar right there. That cross tie bar. That's aluminum. But yeah, I bought this used, and it was awesome. But the Valenian system went out on it. It had glitching problems. The servo had problems. So I got rid of those. I put the Valenian system from the slash 4x4 when I got the 4x4 in here, and then in my slash 4x4 I put a MMMP, so Monster Mamba Pro, and the Castle 2650 motor, and that was ran on 4-cell. My 4x4 was converted into a buggy, like a backslash, and I'll show you that next actually. So oh yeah, this is a RPM shock tower, front and rear, and that's it for now until I break the bumpers. They're stock. Until I break them, I'll go RPM. These are I actually have another set. I actually have another brand new chassis as well. I got a whole bunch of parts for the slash too. So that's pretty much the slash right now. I'm waiting on a system. I'm trying to look around to see what I'm gonna put the stock Valenian system back in here, and then in my 4x4 slash I'm gonna go with another 8 scale. Instead of going Castle like I did the last time, I'm gonna go Tekin. I'll go with the buggy motor, and I'm gonna go with the RX8 for the ESC, and that'll go in my slash 4x4. Then those electronics will come back in the 2-wheel drive. So the 2-wheel drive didn't get driven much because I like driving the other ones better, but I did take it out for New Year's weekend, and I had paddles on this in the sand, and it was a blast. 2-wheel drive is fun. My wife hates it. She can't stand it. If she ever did have to drive it, if all her other trucks broke, which has happened, she's broken every one in a single day. She's driven this, and she doesn't like it because it's 2-wheel drive. It takes a little bit of skill to drive 2-wheel drive, especially in loose dirt. You don't have the right tires, it's just all over. But I got better tires for these. I got, let me see, hold up. I got some of these, Enduro. Who are these made by? AKA. I believe these are the super soft ones. Enduro. These things on my backyard track. Put a set of 4 of these on my 2-wheel drive, and these I'm good like a 4-wheel drive. It tracks awesome. You use the stock ones, and you're sliding everywhere. Unless I wet the track down like crazy to where it's almost mud. But if I just go out there as if the track was sitting for a week, these are the tires to go with. Or Proline, any other racing type tire tread pattern. And that's my 2-wheel drive slash, and on to my next one. Okay, this is my 4-wheel drive traxxas slash. I'm running the Proline Desert Rat. This is the Desert Rat body, not painted again. I like the not painted look. This body has been around. If you've seen in my videos, I had a Savage XL, which was transformed into the FLM Savage. That was the nitro one. This was the actual body on it. This body, and it was running the 40 series Big Joe tires. That's why all the holes were cut out. But now I'm using it. I did use it on my 2-wheel drive, and now I'm using it back on my 4-wheel drive. A lot thicker. It takes a beating like no other, and it doesn't split. Only where it splits is the normal back here, where all the short horse bodies start to go right here. But other than that, I love the body. So there's that. And now for the truck. Stock bumpers. These are brand new. There's a story behind this truck. I had the truck, got a bunch of upgrades for it. It was a backslash or the short course. I had all the parts, I still do, to convert it. A guy was selling or wanted to trade a new, he only used it one time on road to break in the motor. That truggy, the associated truggy that I have, the RC8T, he only wanted a slash 4x4. So I was, at the time, I posted this for sale, and I offered the trade, and we traded. He lives up north from me. I live in San Diego, so he lived a couple hours up north. We both shipped. I got the truggy. I put the Tekno Kit on it. He apparently got this. I haven't talked to him for months and months and months. Well, my brother-in-law just got a brand new Platinum 4x4, and I kind of wanted another 4x4. You know, I liked driving it. It was fun at that time. So I was looking around, and he saw my post again on RC Tech looking for a 4x4. He offered to sell me mine back without the electronics, though. I sold all that stuff separately. So it's the roller plus all my parts, which was a bunch, which I'll show you later. And I took it. I took it right away. He only drove it one time on his living room with like a hobby wing ESC setup just to try it out. Other than that, it sat in the box. When he sent it back to me, he sent it back in the original packaging that I put the parts in. Everything was still the way I packed it in the same box. There wasn't even a scratch. I mean, it didn't even look like he ever drove it. And it just sat at his house for months and months and months. He wanted a Savage Flux. So it just sat, and I got it back at a killer deal, and I'm stoked because I had a bunch of hop-ups for it. And let's go through. Hot Body's V8 shocks, front and rear. These are mounted in the front. The rear are actually mounted in the rear. If you know on the slash, they're supposed to be mounted on this side. Well, I flipped the arms. The arms are flipped. I had to use some shock standoffs, obviously. There was some modding involved, you know, but 8-scale shocks. These are just awesome shocks. I mean, just awesome. They take the dampening like crazy. When I was converting this to a buggy, I wanted to get the buggy look to it as close as I could. And when I had my Vorza, which I no longer have, I sold it. When I did, I tried copying everything I could to make it, you know, just like a buggy. And actually, these are the same shocks on a Vorza as well. VE8, Vorza, D8. They're all the same company. Soy bars front and rear, and then the front. RPM arms. The stock one's in the back right now because I haven't broke them yet. I didn't really drive this around much, but I do have RPM ones, and they're still in the package. Tekno CVDs, front and rear. These are the new upgraded ones. I do have a set of 4 of the older ones that run fine on 2-cell. But when this was a buggy, I was running on 4-cell, and I was snapping them. So they sent me replacements. And then when the new ones came out, they sent me the new ones right away. I live right down the road from Tekno. I live like 30 minutes away. I live 30 minutes away from High Tech. I live 30 minutes away from DE Racing Skid, where they make skid plates and stuff. A bunch of companies live here in California. So, you know, I got all these parts. So it's got the Tekno carrier, but the stock whatever name this is, I don't know the name of this, caster block or something. Let me see. Yeah, caster. I just looked at the part. And then it has the Tekno carrier because they go with oversized bearings, so you have to use their carriers. Same with the rear. It's got the Tekno carrier right here. I would like aluminum, but the Tekno ones haven't broke yet. The only thing that does break is the caster block, which I could go with the STRC or Traxxas or whatever. Right now, I just put this servo in last night. It's actually from my Savage Flux. It's the stock one, the HPI one. I have actually a couple more high techs, but on this one, it seems to take a lot of the force goes to the steering. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me or whatever. And it just seemed like the steering. It almost seems like the servo saver is weak, and it would just bypass that and go right to the servo. So the stock one from the Flux is actually real strong. It's a metal geared servo, and it's super strong. It's real strong, and it's brand new. I never even used it because it was in my Flux, and that got taken out right away. So, and it's got plenty of speed for this little truck. So, let me see. I got the heat shrink around the center shaft, you know, because of the rocks inside there. I did the battery strap mod again, just like on my other 2-wheel drive one. Right now I put the Valenian system back in. This is the one that did come with the truck. Using the Castle of fan, the blower on the motor, because you know this actual system is too small for the truck. It runs fine on 2-cell. You go 3-cell, you start overheating. You have issues. A lot of people have issues. I've had issues. Stick with 2-cell, or what I'm going to do is upgrade this to a Tekin system and be done. So the driveline can handle it. I already know that because I've ran 4-cell on it. Spectrum on this one as well. And next will be RPM these, whatever they're called, side pieces. These were breaking like crazy. I'll get RPM those, and then also the body mounts right here. I'll go with the RPM ones. I believe they make them. I thought I've seen them. I haven't broken these, but I'll get them anyway. And then the bumpers, I'll stick with stock right now until I break these. And that's pretty much it. Bullet connectors, I switched from Traxxas and Dean's, what I used to run, to 6mm bullet connectors. More current, they're a lot tighter fit. I like the single cord, they're not connected together, so I can do whatever I want to with whatever truck. Just the way to go. I went bullets with everything. Took me about a week to solder all my batteries, all my connections, everything. But I run females on the ESCs and males on the batteries. I did that for a reason, and that's that. And right here, let me get the parts for the backslash real quick. So this is my parts for the backslash. VE8 or D8, whatever. Wing, same with the wing mount. The aluminum plates, these sandwich right in between the rear shock tower. They sandwich on the rear tower. So he never even used this setup. This is the exact same packaging that I packed them in. If you can see, I wrote on it. See, sent it all back to me. That's all ready to go for that. And then the little odds and ends right here. The front bumper. It's actually the front skid plate with everything cut off. So it's just like a buggy where it steps back behind the front wheels. So when you land on your wheels, you still can recover and you don't hit your bumper right away and fall. You know, so like buggies and truggies, they do that. So there's that piece. And then the rear. Cut the bumper again. So that's why these are new, because I had to replace them. So there's those. And then, and then the body, I used, this is how I mounted the body. There's two little screws. These holes were already there on the body. See those little screws? What they were is they were a long screw, and I cut the head off. And so it's just a threaded long screw. Unscrew these mounts. Screw them on there. There's two right there. And the other two go in this hole right here. When these pieces come out, they go right here and back there. And then the body is an RC8 body associated. Awesome body. It went on kind of like that, but it sat down lower. It actually sat down real low because these side pieces were on, and the way it fit. The way it was designed like this it's like the exact replica of the chassis. It was a perfect fit. I got lucky with the body. I didn't know if it was going to fit or not, so I was happy with that. I couldn't complain. So it fits perfect. A lot of people mounted the body up front here, up high. No, I went down like a buggy. An actual went down. Your front bumper sticks up, you know, like a buggy. Same with the rear. I'll get it converted. It only takes like 15 minutes to put it back, and then I'll show you guys real quick of what it is. So there's that. Body's still like new. Not one of my best paint jobs. I got better on the truggies, but hey, I use a spray can. That's all I use. So there's that, and there's my slash 4x4, and that completes my my RC collection right now. I know a lot of people are asking to redo it because I had a lot completely out with nitros. I got rid of the T-maxxx. I got rid of the Mini Revo. I got rid of the Vorza. I got rid of the Savages, the 25, the LST2, the Savage XL. I mean, I did a whole bunch of stuff and went all electric now, and just me and my wife. You see some of my videos. My wife's, you know, we're just having a blast. So, and these wheels are the Proline bow ties. Yeah, Proline bow ties on the split six. I did have the AKA 17mm adapters on here, but that little screw in the center kept coming off, and they actually had to be drilled out because of the Tekno carriers. They're a bigger shaft, so I drilled them out, and the screw kept on coming off, my tire had come off, and I finally said, screw it. Stick with the stock ones, or stick with the regular 12mm hex tires, and live with that for now. And just forget the buggy wheels until they come out with something better, which now Tekno did. At the time, Tekno didn't have 17mm adapters. Now they do. So I just got my truck back. I've only driven it once since I've had it back. I'll get those adapters and go back to running buggy wheels, and then use these wheels on my two-wheel drive. So then that completes that, and let's take a look at, or actually, yeah, that completes that. So, okay, now here's the backslash. I got it all together. Took about 15 minutes. So, that's what she looks like right here. Side view. Back view. Shocks mounted in the rear. Lowered the stance so the arms level out. So, like so. That's what the underside looks like. Perfect fit of the body. It's like it wraps around there. And the good thing is that it fits so well. Like in here, the body, it keeps all the dirt out. Same with the front. See the front right here? Usually on the slash body, you would need like an under tray because it just shoots everything in. This minimizes a lot of it. So, that's what she looks like. I redid some of the shocks on the mounting right here. I used some, let me see if I can see it. Hold on one sec. Okay. Right here, the little blue things. Those are factory team shock, what are they, shock mounts or shock, well, hold on one second there. Oh, standoffs, shock standoffs. They actually worked out perfect because I needed a gap right there. So I had some extra standoffs. Used that right there, and now that spaced it out better because it was kind of hitting on that spring right here, the tie rod. So that works out good. And then in the rear, these ones right here, these were for something I bought, something from Fast Lane Machine, FLM. I forgot what it was, but it's just like a shock standoff. It actually slips inside the shock. Oh, I think it might have been gas tank mounts. That's what they were. Well, either way, they were a perfect fit. I needed it exactly right there. With the nut on the end, with the bolt going all the way through, it was perfect. It couldn't have worked out better. So there's the backslash, and let's see the underside real quick. So that's the body one more time. This is for an RC8 buggy. And there she is. I got a 3-cell lipo in there right now. It's the Hyperion. Fits in there perfect. It's just for so I can set it up, set my stance up for the weight. Works out really well. So the mounts for the body, here's two. They came off the mounts that were up here. You just unscrew them. I grabbed a bolt that was yay long, cut the head off, and so it's threaded. It's just a threaded piece. There's already holes right there on the chassis. Screw them both in, and then there are rear ones right here. Same thing. It's already a hole right there for the side bumper piece, and just did the same thing. And the front, this is the stock one that came with it. Cut the whole bumper thing off. So it's just that piece. So now if it lands like that, you can still recover. There's no bumper to hold you up. I know some people like bumpers, you know, it protects the front end, but there's a reason why they don't put those on truggies and buggies. It's not to protect the front end, but it's to recover. You have a bumper there, you crash like this, you're probably just going to crash. You crash like this, you know, without the bumper on a buggy or truggy, you can gas it and recover. So there's a reason why. That's why I wanted to do that. I wanted to get it as close as I could to a buggy. So that takes care of that. Oh, I brought the shocks in more, so they're angled a little bit more. So they for the sideways. So that looks good right there, like that. And then on the rear, same thing, spaced them out. I might switch these yellow springs up with something heavier. I got some preload on there, but that's exactly where I needed the preload for the arms to level out. So if I drop it, you know, about a foot off the ground, it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So mounted the wing up. That aluminum piece is cut an exact fit right over the diff housing. You can see that angle cut. All this was cut with a Dremel and then filed by hand. So that's a piece of aluminum right there, and then a piece right there. All it is, it's sandwiched in between the shock tower. Nothing's drilled through it, nothing's tapped into it. It's all kept stock. 4 bolts in this thing. Let's just say it's if this breaks, it's gonna break the bulkhead and the shock tower, and the mount ain't gonna come off. Not even close. This thing's it's a permanent a permanent deal once you lock it in there. Once it sandwiches it. So that's it for that. Let me see. Yeah, there was nothing else to do. I might put my rear RPM arms on just to get it over with, because since they are flipped, I had to flip the arms. This is actually supposed to be on this side in reverse, and then the shocks and everything on the front side. I might just put them on so if these do break, I don't have to, wherever I'm at, if I'm out somewhere, I don't have to bust out a drill and drill the RPM ones, because since I reverse them for the sway bar in the front, you got to just drill those 2 holes, which I did on the stock ones because they're reversed. Here's a normal stock hole right here for the sway bar. But other than that, it's pretty badass. I mean, I gotta admit, it came out well. You get me some new Tekno 17mm hexes on here. Get some buggy wheels for it. They're a little bit bigger, and that thing looks like a buggy. I mean, I'd have to say that's pretty dang close to being a buggy. Ride height and all, I mean, it's pretty good. So that is my collection right there. That's everything. Still waiting for my wife's Revo to come back, so hopefully I'll get that back soon. And other than that, okay, one more quick look at what I got. Savage Flux, my Revo with the Tekin system, my wife's RC8T, my RC8T, 2-wheel drive / 4-wheel drive / we are missing one Revo, which is hers. So we're missing one of those, and that's it for my collection right now. I'm happy with what I have. It's more than enough to keep me busy and keep maintenance up on these. More than enough, trust me. With 2 kids and a family and a day job, it's more than enough. I maintain these the best I can. The better maintained they are, the better they run. I do pre-checks after every session. I bring them back in. I check everything out. The normal things on each truck that comes loose or whatever. I go through it all. I blow them off with my compressor. I get them ready to where next time we want to go out, I grab the truck, I put the battery in, and we go. There's no, let me check this, let me check that. So after every 10 to 12 runs, I redo the oils. So that's it for now. Yeah, thanks for watching. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks, bye.